7th grade. I hope everybody's had a good weekend and ready to start their Monday morning. Sorry I'm a little bit late with this. I had to take care of a couple of things this morning. So today we're going to talk about nets and surface area. Now, nets are relatively easy. It's one of those things that I know y'all love to do on IXL because they're pretty easy. A net is just going to take a solid figure like a rectangular prism. For example, this box, Kaylin's corner. This would be an example of a rectangular prism, okay? And so with this, if I were to take this and lay it out flat, like take this side and lay it out flat, take this side, lay it out flat, take the back, lay it out flat, and take this one and lay it all the way out, that's what happens when you get a net, okay? So a net is simply just a flat figure of a solid 3D shape. So today, when you look at those nets, you're gonna look and see different solids, whether it be a cube or a rectangular prism, or like this one, a square pyramid. This is a square pyramid because the base is a square and the sides, when you fold them all up, would come to a point. So it would be a square pyramid. Now, that's what nets are. Now, we're gonna take those nets and we are going to find the surface area. What's wrong?
10. It's at 10%.
It's okay. All right, so we're gonna find the surface area. Now, there's two different vocabulary words that you're gonna learn today. Lateral area and surface area. Now, the good news is it's really not hard to know the difference between them. A lateral area is simply the area when you don't include the bases of the solid. The surface area is the total area including the bases. Stop moving the camera, Kaylin.
I'm trying not to.
All right, so that's how you're gonna tell the difference between lateral area and surface area. Lateral area is simply all the areas except the bases. Surface area is all the total, okay? Now, I'm gonna have to erase that right now because I'm gonna need a lot of room to do my calculations. So I'm gonna erase that, but you can always rewind the video and pause it, take those notes, write that down, because when you go to do your Google Slides today, you're gonna need to know that, okay? Now, don't get frustrated with yourself. Remember, this is the very first day that we're learning this. So with those Google Slides, some of it's gonna be confusing and that's okay. Don't worry about it. If you turn it in and you got something wrong, it's okay. I'm not grading you as a test grade on that. I want you to try your best and see how you do, okay? And then that way, we're gonna work on surface area all week long. So today is only day one, no stressing, okay? So, I've attempted and tried my best to draw this rectangular prism and color code it with a dry erase board. I'm also going to link a couple of other YouTube videos that have like better animation than me just showing you on a dry erase board so that you can watch a couple of videos on surface area. So what I did here was I took this solid, and this one is in your Google Slides, okay? I took this solid rectangular prism and I drew it as a net. Now, I tried to color code it because what I want you to understand is that when you have a solid, you're gonna have two bases. The bases normally talk about the bottom and the top, okay? So we're gonna have two of those. Then you're gonna have the two sides, okay? Which in this case are the green ones. And then you're gonna have the front and the back, which in this case is the purple ones. So now they give you all three measurements. But the trick is that you've gotta figure out what all the measurements are here, okay? So now, what I'm gonna do is what I did was I figured out that this was my 20 by 4. So I know I have to have, for my bases, I have to have this pink square, which is 20 by 4. So that's my bottom and my top. The two these two end sides are my green ones. And what I noticed here is that they're 8 3/4 by 4 inches. So that's these two here. And then my front and my back are 20 inches by 8 3/4 inches. So that's the front and the back, which is here. Now, in order to find the surface area, the total surface area, so remember that is going to include my bases. If I wanted to find the lateral area, then I would leave off the two pink ones, okay? But I'm going to find the total surface area, so I'm going to do the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one rectangle at a time. So my first one I'm going to do is the 20 by 4, because guess what? I can do that calculation in my head. So I'm going to do 20 times 4, and I know that 20 times 4 is 80. So this one is 80 inches squared. And if this pink one is 80 inches squared, then I know that the other pink one has to also be 80 inches squared. All right, so those are easy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the two sides, which is my green ones, which is a 4 by 8 3/4. Now remember, to find the area of a rectangle, we do multiply length times width. So I'm gonna go ahead and multiply 4 times 8 3/4. Now, I know a bunch of y'all would much rather work with decimals, so I'm gonna go ahead and do you a favor, work with a decimal. So you can go ahead and do 4 times 8.75, and that's perfectly fine with me, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and write that, 8.75 times 4. Multiply that out. 5 times 4 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 3 is 35. Notice I have 2 digits behind my decimal, so I have to have 2 digits behind my decimal in my answer. So that's 35. All right, so that means that my 2 green ones are 35 inches squared. So I wrote those down. So now only leaves me with the purple. So my purple I see is 20 by 8 3/4. So I'm gonna do 20 times 8 3/4. Again, if you would like to go ahead and do it by decimal, go ahead and do it by decimal. So we'll do 20 times 8.75. I'm gonna go up here and do it. So 8.75 times 20, put my 0, 2 times 5 is 10, 14 plus 1 is 15, 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17, 2 digits, so it's 175. Okay, so that means that this one is 175 inches squared, and if that purple one's 175, then this one's 175. All right, so now I have all of these numbers inside of my rectangular prism. Kaylin, can you see those real good? You want to get a little bit of a close-up? Good job. Kaylin's my camera girl today. I'm sure y'all can probably tell. Okay,
It's moving.
And you're doing a great job, baby. All right, so now what I have to do is add them all up because I want the total surface area. So I'm gonna go ahead and I always put mine in order from greatest to least. So I'm gonna do 175 plus 175 plus 80 plus 80 plus 35 plus 35. Now some of y'all will probably be able to do some of this in your head, which is perfectly fine. If you can't and you want to do it like this, whatever works for you. So 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, now let's hope I don't mess this up, huh? 8 and 8 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24, plus 14 is 34, 38. Oh, Lord. And then 3, 4, 5. And that's 580. So guess what? The answer to finding the surface area of this whole thing is 580 inches squared. So now I know that's super complicated. Kaylin, stop zooming. So I know it's super complicated, but I know that you can do it. Now, the cool thing is that you can follow this particular strategy with any shape. So if it is a triangle, just make sure that you find the area of a triangle and then add them together, okay? So again, you can always rewind this video, and I am gonna post a couple more videos that have some more animation. And remember, this is day one. I don't expect you to master it on day one. We're just getting started. By Friday, you're gonna have this down pat. I know it, okay? Y'all have a great day. And I miss y'all so much, trust me. But stay safe, keep working hard, and we got this. Bye.
See you guys later.
Oh, goodness. Bye.